In this one, I'm going to talk about cover songs and music for films and various stuff. One thing, I sort of just made a Facebook page to really more than anything back all my stuff up in case YouTube and all of its wisdom or whatever decides to nuke my site, which any site can be nuked at any time for any reason on YouTube. There's just kind of no rhyme or reason to it. Even if you haven't done anything at all screwy. I see stuff like that all the time anyway. It can happen. But I made a backup site on Facebook, and that way I could collect all of my files in batches and repost on YouTube again. But thousands of people have been looking at my Facebook page. They give you this little stat. One of my, of stats of what's happening. One of my, that's a lovely aeroplane up there, Chad. One of my videos one morning, I was recording and mixing something as always, and I started getting all these messages from Facebook, and it was kind of like, really sort of housewifey, but hot kind of housewifey women, and a lot of them. Little thing was popping up on Facebook. So and so likes this, so and so, and one of my videos went like semi-viral on Facebook. I mean, it's the second largest site in the world, so next to YouTube. So that was kind of cool. I mean, I didn't expect anybody would even ever get over there, but some people prefer it. But anyway, yeah, thousands of people have been checking that out, and it's actually nicer than YouTube as far as an environment to sort of work in. But I shouldn't blow it off anymore. I just hate Facebook. There's something about it. Alright, I'll just be real quick on that. I mean, look, everybody's like, oh, this Zuckerberg, he's a genius and all this. Well, there were thousands of websites like Facebook. Yeah, there was no genius in Facebook. It was just a thing whose time had come. I'd been on a lot of message boards and had a few myself in the 90s, and what happened was he did a thing at Harvard where he compared other students, like two girls, how beautiful they were, again, sometimes against farm animals at random with this chess algorithm. It was crazy. But here's how Facebook happened. This shows you the power of PR. I can remember still Brian Williams on the nightly news in sort of a human interest section of the thing saying, and Facebook today, or not Facebook, but and a Harvard website today compared the beauty of one student versus another, sometimes versus farm animals. Here's the story. Well, see, it got all that PR in the nightly news, and so millions of people checked it out. And so it got several $1 million worth of free advertising there, and that's how it got started. There wasn't any real brilliance in it or anything. It was the Time who's I'm just waking up. Forgive me. Excuse me. But anyway, and I mean, when I first got on that, I'm not going to go off on Facebook, but it's a real annoyance. But I spent a lot of time on message boards, and man, this wind is going to get me. In the 90s, and there is a real sort of addictive quality to social networks and message boards. So it's something that I knew would eventually hit, because there's just something about it. Anyway, God bless them, whatever. Facebook. The Facebook where you learn that every single person you've ever known, went to college and has a stunning resume. But, the wind is going to get me. Cover songs. Why cover songs? And first of all, there's been a method to my madness, and I keep looking for somebody to be walking by over there. But from the start, there's been a method to my madness, and that is when you work in the business, you learn right away that rock and roll is cool, and rock and roll people are cool and great, but they're kind of a hassle and a nuisance when you rent a recording studio. And the people, and they may not have all that much money. Record labels, both, yes and no. But film people, film, doing post-production on films and music for films, they have money. And I would say, I've had a lot of, at least 10 people, young filmmakers of all ages, people with varying levels of success, voice interest in what I've been doing, because nothing makes your film look cooler than having great songs. And I used to give some of my originals pretty nice recordings, nothing like now, but nice recordings years ago to young directors to let them put them in the film, and that would be the thing. Their most asked question was, how did you get the license to use this song or that song in the film? But yeah, so one thing I would say to anybody who's works in the business or is threatening to get into it, is that the way that, how can I say this, as far as the money, a lot of times with me and my business, I ran a recording studio in Hollywood for years, like 30 years, and had all of the whatever, the stories and the success and stuff that attached with that, all the hoopla. But when I first started out, a good friend of mine told me, who also owned a recording studio, said, don't get too excited about anything, and don't really do too much for people who are intending to come in or intending to do this or that, or promising or whatever. They're saying they want to use your song, or they're saying a major film, who knows. And he was so right. It only took about really once of a major film production company. And they don't mean to dangle stuff. I mean, I had a job in A&R for major labels. I learned not to say anything unless it was yes. It's the kind of the quick yes and the slow no. But they don't mean to. A lot of times they do have interest, but then those things are highly lobbied. Usually the people with the most money to market stuff get the gigs, and they also tend to use people that they're familiar with, that they've used before, and they tend to use people in film that will profit them by using them somehow, their music in the film. So it's pretty competitive, very competitive, but I started out from the beginning doing all these covers because there's and also mixing them sort of a little more vast, kind of as if for film you mix a little bit different, wider, spacier for film, because there's no doubt in my mind, it's only a matter of time until some major league, and that's what I'm looking for, a major league deal. I mean, but it's only a matter of time until some major league, film production companies and these vast empires they hold discover, oh, this guy has a hell of a library of cover songs. And with cover songs, see, they don't have to pay licensing to the original artist. They have to pay, there's stuff they have to pay, but it's not as, like the Beatles are notoriously expensive to use the Beatles singing a Beatles song. Somebody else singing a Beatles song, it's like a half or a quarter. It's crazy. But and there's no better way to define for an artist to break out. How many times have you heard a great song in a film? All the time. I'm like, who does that song? That's amazing. And it makes the filmmaker look good, and the artist look good, when the two things come together. But I mean, look, the thing I would say about money is a lot of times I don't even care about money now. I'm broke. I could care less. It'll come. I'm doing some really. I'm surprised at the quality of work I can do, and it's not just me saying that. Oh, I'm great or something. Thousands of people are saying that. And that's great. It's all about doing good work for me. But I would say this: don't if you're sort of being entertained or whatever, or I haven't really loopy, but I would say that don't do anything and don't get too excited about anything when a major league company is voicing interest in your what you do until they bring the money, until they put the money down. And for me in my studio business, what the money proved, like I said, I could care less. It was just an indicator they were serious, and it stopped me from wasting a lot of time and getting excited and dreaming about different things. And it happened a lot of times. A lot of huge and weird stuff happened. But cool stuff surrounding film and video and record labels and all kinds of stuff. But, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's the way that they prove that they're really totally interested and they're committed. But if every time some major league thing said, oh, well, we're interested in this or that, or blah, 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 to me, and I got excited and made some changes in my life and studio about it in Hollywood, I wouldn't have been able to live or sleep, because that was almost every day. And they're notoriously fickle. So anyway, my point is, with anybody that's, all these young promoters or people who've said, hey, I want to, be your partner or promote or use your music or do this or that. The way that they prove, I really haven't gotten excited at all. A little bit, but not really, because I'm a professional. As soon as they find that out, most of them just go away. But the way that one of these people will prove their sincerity is they'll say, I want to use this song in this movie, and I have this much money. Everything else is sort of bullshit. I mean, and people get excited about music, and I'm more than happy to work with anybody or figure something out. I've helped a lot of young filmmakers. That was kind of one of my deals, But this wind is gonna so suck today. Nice day out, but anyway, the money is how people prove their sincerity, and it's how they show that they value what you do. Because I get letters every day. Oh, I mean, with the promoters and the kids who are excited about the music I do, people of all ages, but when you go to their page and you see kind of like, not really, it's not organized. It's like every kid in his basement now, and this is another thing that happens in Hollywood, but on the internet, every kid in his basement has like, who knows, huge, it's always so-and-so productions or so-and-so entertainment, and it's like, an 8-year-old boy in his basement in the Netherlands or something, so, but there's telltale signs, I'm not going to get around to cover songs. I guess the thing I should say is when I started doing this, I had the idea of, I don't want to tour, even if somebody said, here's $1 million tour and do your originals and cover songs and have at it, I would say, no, not interested. The recordings are done. That stands as it is. To have people, discover that, find them, and then realize, oh, this was one person who's done a whole bunch of ones that are suitable for film, a whole bunch of songs, cover songs, and as far as cover songs. So anyway, people prove their sincerity with money, and there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people are sincerely, sincere, but they're dreaming, and they write me all kinds of letters, hey, da 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 da, and it's like, pretty much a quick peruse of their Facebook page and their YouTube page and how much they've got their uh, graphics and marketing together. Anyway, we'll tell you right away. Oh, it is what it is. It could be developed, but for right now, they don't even have their own self together, and somehow they're offering to help me or promote. Yeah, where's the money is how people prove their sincerity, even, so there. But cover songs. So when, I grew up in southwest Missouri in a real small town, and there, grew up playing clubs and stuff too, and if you played an original there, they wanted cover songs. And when I went up to a club, I wanted to see cover songs and hear them. And not only, the sound faithfully reproduced every effect from the record, but the performances. You would get shot or egged off stage if you tried to play originals. Nobody wanted to hear your BS originals. They wanted something they recognized and understood off the radio and produced and performed really well. And, so growing up, nobody wanted to, hear covers. And so when I went to LA, it was the opposite. It's getting dark out. People, that's all they wanted to hear. And in fact, because they make them sort of like at the whiskey, it's like no covers, no Freebird, no Stairway to Heaven, but they make the clubs pay, when you play a cover song there. They really enforce it. So, and nobody wants to hear cover songs. They want to hear originals. So it takes both. I have thousands of originals, and I'll get around to those. But the cover songs for me, first of all, covering a song absolutely lick for lick is one thing. And that's awesome and that's great, but there's no purpose to that for me. What I like to do is take the words and the melody and completely rework everything and make it into something that people can recognize. Oh, that's that song that I love, and this is what this person has done with it is, amazing. And it's harder than doing originals, because anybody can sit down and strum 3 chords and I lost my dog, oh Lord, and it's like when you go like, there's no better way to break out. But also with an original, nobody knows how it's supposed to go, so it's harder to sort of go, well, that is nothing like the original. There's nothing to compare it with. So it's a lot harder for me and for anybody to do a great cover and bring something to it. I've heard a lot of different stuff on cover songs and thoughts and philosophies and so on, but let's face it, there's nothing. I wish I should have brought my glasses. But there's nothing more awesome than to hear a song you already love that is amazing, and then hear somebody who brought something amazing to it in production and performance, artistically and technically and sonically, and updated it, made it cool again, So, that's what I try to do. Don't always hit the mark. I won't do them unless I have tons of Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, The Who, where I basically didn't really bring anything to it, accidentally just recorded it, a copy, and there's no point. Playing live, there might be a point, but there's no point in that to me unless I can sort of make it my own. And there's no better way for an artist to break out than film, which was my intention with this. And, I'm open to people of all levels of, people just getting started in film or don't have that much money. I'm open. But covers are used a lot in film, and that was my intention. And I don't even, there's not a doubt in my mind. It may take a while, a couple of years, although the thing has really picked up lately. And like I said, one of my videos went viral on Facebook. Like several thousand people watched that damn thing. And it was a sexy song. I Touch Myself. And it's like all these kind of hot, milfy, kind of hot housewives watched it. And I started getting all these comments. It's like, how did they even find this, you know? Because I don't market the Facebook page. So there's a lot of stuff there. But anyway, yeah, for me, it's much more challenging. With cover songs, nothing is worse than a badly produced and badly performed cover song that just, because people can go, well, that just sucks, you know. It's nothing like the original, and it's crap, you know. So, you know, eventually I'll start recording my originals. There's some good ones, really good ones, you know. Mostly no. Out of 3,000, there's like probably 30 that are totally epic, you know. And now that I'm older and less attached to them, but you know, I can see that there's a bunch that are really, really good that people wanted to hear over and over, and you know, bought, or I gave them a CD before or whatever. But there's a lot of stuff there. But you know, yeah, I don't try to reproduce exactly the production and lick for lick cover songs. What I like to do is, like I said, you know, bring something to them. So that's really more challenging for anybody, you know, to make an epic song your own, or you bring anything to it. So, and like I said, there's a true cover where you can absolutely copy everything about it, or you can sort of take the spirit of that song and intensify it, is what I like to do. And it's nothing more fulfilling than to hear something that has an amazing production and you've figured out sort of a plan to bring something amazing to, you know, a song. So, and it worked, you know. Anyway, it's getting dark out. There's so much to be. I'm tired. I missed a lot of stuff on cover songs. There's so much there, and there's a lot of philosophies and a lot of stuff there. But yeah, my idea was to get a deal with somebody with money. Most of the people, I think, sort of one of the, I'll just write them. I don't expend any more than a very short, like 3-sentence paragraph. And one of the things I say right away is I'm a former, you know, record label and film executive who owned a recording studio in Los Angeles for years and years. And most people never get back to me after, you know, maybe 2 or 3 sentences exchange after I tell them that, because it's almost, I don't think they're trying to dangle, but it allows me to see how authentic their excitement about my music and my covers is. And again, if anybody's in the business all the time, I used to get stuff like, you're being considered for this, your song for that, this major thing, blah, blah, dangling, and I would be like, whatever, prove you're sincere with the money, or I'm not flipping a light switch on. You couldn't. And it's just a way, it just keeps you from running around all the time being unrealistic about stuff and getting overexcited for no reason, because 9 out of 10 times, 99 out of 100, it falls through. You know, a lot of stuff happened, but like I said, the money proves their sincerity, and it keeps you from going crazy, because you can say, well, because I didn't even care about the money, and still don't, you know, but at one point I could have cared less. But you can say, well, I definitely have, you know, $190,000 deposit for 2 months of studio time, or for this, or for that. That is definitely in the bank. This is not me dreaming. This is happening. And everything else, you know, is sort of, you know, bullshit. And it can get you in all kinds of different headspaces and dreaming about stuff that just isn't happening. So, That's kind of the philosophy I take on the net. I get all kinds of offers all the time. And, sometimes it seems to be with people with something to offer. Most of the time, no. It's like, what can you do for me? You know, uh, why are you making this offer when you clearly don't even have your own stuff together as far as anything? But there's been a few major labels that have shown interest and so on. So anyway, we'll see when they come up with the money. Uh, you know, I'll as a sign that they're serious and committed. That'll be. I really couldn't care less about the money. That'll just tell me, oh, this is definite. So a lot of stuff there, but it's something you get used to. I mean, if all the stuff that had been dangled in front of me, if I had been, it's a business, and you don't go into Walmart and go like, Walmart. I just love Walmart. It's so quaint in a way, But you don't go into Walmart and go, I'm thinking about buying, this fishing rod at Walmart, and sort of think that's a big deal. It's like, dude, come back when you have the money and we'll sell you the rod. Good for you. Now, talk to you later, But I'm really glad that I've had the experience to be able to sort of pick out like what's could be real, and I'll work with anybody, But I'm not. A couple of people have said, well, no, define who you are and what you do and send it to me in a neatly tied together package, and they have some kind of like bullshit nothing together, and I'm like, I don't even reply. I'm like, dude, you're wasting my time. There's the songs, my name is on them, it's clear what I do, make an offer and we'll talk, or otherwise I'm not going to spend the time to, I don't respond, couldn't respond to everything, but there you go. Money talks and bullshit walks. And again, it's just so not about the money. It's about people proving their commitment and their professionalism by saying, we're here with this offer. And that was what I set out to do, was make a nice library of music for films, cover songs. And it's not, like I said, it's not even a doubt in my mind that will start happening, and with all the people who are interested. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to go around, I would say to anybody who wants to get in the business, if you're going to go around sort of courting other people and making offers, or saying you're excited about their music and you want to use it here, have your own sort of PR together where at least I'm proof this works in my studio business. If it looks big, in my advertising, and it comes down to who has the best brochure a lot of times. And but if you want to get in the business, take the time to get your own Facebook page together, create some wicked graphics, create some wicked videos on YouTube, so that when somebody goes there, they don't immediately see like, oh, this guy really is sort of an amateur trying to get in, which is okay. But it also, if you get the ear of anybody serious or anything that you want to license or use, you lose them right away, because they see, oh, this person supposedly making an offer doesn't have their own stuff together. You'd be surprised how much that happens. The promoter in Zimbabwe, the 18-year-old promoter in Zimbabwe, who's going to help me with my music in some way that's really unclear. That stuff's great, but it's like, at least bother to put together a really nice Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, the whole package, and make it look nice. Otherwise, you may lose the people you're trying to court, And even if you don't have any money, at least the fact that you took the time to put together a nice PR package on the net says you do have something to offer, rather than just slapping up some graphics and going, I'm from Big Time, for everybody on YouTube, Big Time Productions here, or every kid, super big, awesome dude productions, or entertainment, or whatever. And it's like, yeah. Anyway, so just food for thought. I was really succinct in this one. Vlog out.